Did you know that botflies can live under your skin for several months before they come out? Did you know that?
No.
You worry about botflies? You ever worry about botflies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. How would you get rid of a botfly if you had a botfly? You don't know? What'd you do?
Scream.
Scream? And then you say, hey, Daddy, I got a botfly. And then I'd take you to the hospital or something. We're not going to talk about the techniques of getting rid of botflies today. Guess what we're talking about?
Shampoo.
What's
I'm talking about the trees.
Trees. We did plants earlier on. Trees. Yeah, trees sounds cool. We might touch on some trees today. Talking about the earth. Learning stuff.
Rizky.
The earth. History of the earth. Ha! Wasn't always like this, was it? How did the earth start?
As like a ball of fire and lava.
Got better though, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What happened after it was being a pool of fire and lava?
Well, it actually started to cool down a little bit. Or also like a planet hit it. And then that's how we got our first moon. That's how we got the moon.
That's right. The moon came when we got hit by a planet. Yeah. Smush. Okay, so then everything cooled down. What happened to Earth then?
It started to cool down and its temperatures went down.
Yeah.
But not that much for like living animals, like complex animals. But there were some some microscopic little animal organisms.
Oh.
Well, they were actually sea creatures.
Why the sea? Why do you think the sea was such a great place to make an early organism?
Well, because it would be because you don't have to walk. You don't have to walk.
You have to walk around.
Yeah, you don't have to walk around that much.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah. Well, I mean, things can mix much more easily in water, right? On land on early Earth was a very perilous place. Why was land on Earth early on a very dangerous place to be?
Well, because it hasn't fully formed yet, and also there's still volcanoes and stuff.
It wasn't the volcanoes. It was the X-rays and all the rays coming from the sun bombarding the Earth. So you were much safer in the water because you would have some protection from those things. So finally, animals came onto land. What kind of animals were they?
Like kind of like monkeys and like some
Monkeys?
apes.
Apes?
Some more stuff, like some more animals.
Like the first animals on land? No, it came much later. Okay, the first animals to arrive on the land came from the sea, right? How'd that happen?
Well, because they
evolutioned up onto the land. They were fish that had adapted the ability to breathe on land, and these were the amphibians. And they were the first animals that would live partially in the water and partially on land. And they had to keep their skin wet, which was important. So, animals had to change and evolve in order to live permanently on the land. So what were the next animals that came after? Reptiles were amphibians that had developed hardened skin to keep the moisture in, so that they could live longer on the land. And also, something else came out of the sea that was just totally like lighting it up on the earth. What animal came out of the sea that was doing so good in the early earth? Insects. And arthropods. Guys like that. Okay, ancestors of scorpions and spiders and those guys. They were doing great because they had exoskeletons. What's so good about an exoskeleton?
Because the exoskeleton, you have your skeleton on your body.
Yeah. Why did we have giant insects? You know that?
Because there was a bunch of oxygen.
There was a bunch of oxygen. This was called, the carboniferous period. This was before bacteria were able to break down trees. So plants just became huge and they were producing lots of oxygen. And the insects sucked it up and became big. Yeah. And then what came after them? Well, I mean, we had the dinosaurs come about. They evolved out of reptiles. And then we had a big extinction. Big extinction. Do you know what an extinction is? What's an extinction?
All life, all living things die.
All of them?
Well, not all of them.
Not all of them. Because if all of them died, then what?
We wouldn't be here.
Everything would be dead. We'd just be a big dead ball. And we'd have to start all over again. From like, single-celled organisms again, all that stuff. Right, so there were major extinctions on the earth. And every time there's a major extinction, a new animal species will have a chance. What got rid of the dinosaurs? What happened to the dinosaurs?
They got wiped out from the meteor.
And how did the meteor wipe out the dinosaurs?
The dinosaurs?
Yeah, how'd they do it?
Well, a giant meteor.
Yeah, do it.
The giant meteor actually didn't kill all of them.
Did it squash them?
It didn't squash them all, but also it actually released a dust that the dinosaurs couldn't breathe.
Kind of like that. But the dust also did something else.
Went into the dinosaurs.
Into the upper atmosphere, and it blocked out the sun. And then what happened?
Plants were not growing and did not give oxygen.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't getting any sun, but additionally, the dust settled on the earth and poisoned a lot of the earth, and so plants had a really hard time.
And then the dinosaurs that ate the plants died. And then the dinosaurs that ate the plants, that ate the dinosaurs that ate the plants died. But who survived?
Who survived? Who survived? Who is your daddy? Who is your daddy?
You.
Who is your daddy?
This little guy about this big. Who is he? What is he?
Insect?
No! What is he?
What is it?
What is he?
What is it?
He's a mammal. Do you think there might be another extinction on Earth sometime? You think so? How might that happen?
Nuclear war?
Nuclear war. We could wipe ourselves out. Any other ideas?
Maybe like a production of coal mines and toxic fumes.
Well, global warming
Global
could
warming?
put a lot of pressures onto the Earth, which could result in serious dying on the planet, yes. If the Earth goes on for a while, how long will it go?
5 billion years?
5 billion. Hey, I think that's pretty close, actually. I think that's pretty close to the point at which the sun's fuel will run out, and it'll go poof. That's